Man, dude, that's like perfect timing all the
Gotta
time.
love
Done right when just perfect. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. Gosh, I think we're at 17 now.
Jeez, already? Doesn't
Yeah,
even feel like that.
we're
to be honest.
crazy. So, yeah, we've I don't know, man. It's just been crazy. A lot
Man.
of craziness in South Dakota hockey.
Yeah.
For the Cougars, I'm not gonna really get into details on that.
Yep, I'm sure you guys will figure it out during the week. Or you already have.
Yeah,
already
apparently all the state already knows kind of what's happened with Aberdeen, but yeah, it's not my story to be told or anything. But
Yep.
anyways, we're gonna jump right into it. We got our special guest again, Carter Sanderson, with us. We're super excited to talk to him, and yeah, we'll just jump right into it. What's up, Carter?
Not much. It's been good. How are you
Gosh
guys?
darn it, hold on. Why does that keep doing that?
No,
It
hold
does
on, I
it
can't hear
every
you for a
time,
second.
dude. Every time. And it's just him. It didn't happen with Brandon.
No. Oh, I forgot.
1 second, dude. That is so stupid. Monitor.
Just gotta do this real quick. Should be good to go.
All right, Carter, what's up?
Try it again here.
Hello?
What the heck? Why can't we
Just-
hear him?
It says it's coming through. I just don't think that's how it's here.
Connect.
You have it up on here?
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Ha! I probably should unmute my TV so I
Oh.
can hear you.
There you go.
Freaking idiot. Jeez. Ah, there we go. What an idiot.
Very professional here.
Gosh. What's up, dude?
Not much. It's going good. How are you guys?
Gosh.
Doing good. Doing good.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Trying to stay warm here. Some
yeah.
cold weather going right now. Here.
Cold here too,
Oh,
because we got the
Oh,
lake
God.
effect off of Lake Michigan. Cold.
yeah.
You know, I'll talk right now. I just got a question
Yeah. This
because,
is-
well, you can ask that one. But we, as an organization right now for the Cougars,
Mm.
we are so sick right now, and I don't know. Are you guys having like any flu bugs throughout the year or anything, or is like everyone staying pretty darn healthy for you guys?
No, it's been bad. Like right now, we've got 2 kids with mono. Not last week, but the week before, I was out like the whole week. I had flu and cold stuff, and like it's usually like 4 or 5 guys at a time. And so like right now, we're getting towards like the very end of it. But like everybody's been sick. And so, like, this last weekend, we played with 12 forwards and 6D, and then, like, one of our goalies was out. And so, like, we had to get an emergency goalie. Like, it's been crazy. We haven't,
That
Yeah.
sucks, man. Especially like that. Well, this last weekend was really big for you guys.
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
it was basically a division rival.
Yeah,
They're a
I'm like,
spot ahead of you.
That kind of freaking sucks that you guys had to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emergency goalie. Where do you get it? Like, who would be your emergency goalie? Like
it was like a high school kid from here, like a hometown kid that plays like high school hockey here. And so it'd be like if the Aberdeen Wings needed a emergency goalie, you'd call up one of the Cougars. Like,
Yep.
it'd be something like that.
Yeah, I think Nick did that.
Yeah, he
and
did that
John
one. Yeah.
Mofsky,
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's a pretty cool experience, I'm sure, for him. That kid
unless he
probably-
gets sick, then he's
Yeah,
I'm never doing it again.
Or imagine that goalie, your starter gets hurt and he has to go in. Like, imagine like, oh, that experience, the nerves that kid probably had
That would be
sitting on the
crazy.
bench.
Well, just taking some shots in pregame, dude. That'd be-
Yeah. Yeah. Does he practice with you, or like, does he know he's going to be coming, or just that day he gets called and he's coming?
He got called like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the game. And he's like, "Hey, will you come sit on the bench for us? Like, we don't have another goalie." Well, I guess our other goalie got suspended. He wasn't sick.
Jeez.
Oh
Man,
my
yeah, that's
God.
like well, suspension's not happening with us, but
No.
like yeah, like we got kids with ammonia to 102 temps, and just we had one kid this last weekend. He was playing. Let's see, it was Saturday. He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." Frickin' starts playing. He was done after the second. Had to throw up.
Oh,
And it just
yikes.
he couldn't play for the rest of the game. Like it's.
Yeah.
And we took practice off yesterday or today because of it, and just to get more guys rested. But then more kids are now getting sick, and it's just I don't even know what's going on, dude.
That time of year,
It's
sickness. It's
yeah.
running
Well,
rampant.
yeah. And take for South Dakota hockey. We're only playing, 1 or
22 games.
yeah, and you
this
guys are
year.
up like at 60 some games, and so that's a long year for you guys to So almost like every game. Well, yeah, every game does count for you guys. Looking at the standings, man, you guys are in a hot race with like 5 different teams. It seems like for the league title almost.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess the league doesn't really matter right now. Like Sioux Falls is flying right now. Fargo, Lincoln, they're both doing well, but they're all over in the Western Conference, and so that doesn't really matter for us.
Oh,
And
really?
so it only matters for the teams that are in our Eastern Conference, and we're second right now, and I think we're 2 points behind the team in first, and then like 5 points or 6 points in front of the team in third right now, and so
Yeah.
we're in a good spot. But
Yeah. No,
Yeah, and speaking of that, do you have? So this is another big thing too. We wanted to ask if you knew about any of this because this came out. What was like a couple weeks ago? I think they came out.
I felt
with
like
this.
a week after we talked to you or something.
Or maybe, or
like
was it that sooner?
I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah,
Maybe
it's
not. But
about how the Youngston and then your team, Muskegon, the Lumberjacks, got basically denied to go move up, or not, I guess move up north to the CHL. Like, did you know anything about
OHL.
that, or is
I
the
mean-
OHL either way to play up there in the Canadian leagues? Like, did you know
Yeah,
anything about
well-
that, or like did they talk to you guys any about that, or?
I mean, they all kept it secretive, and like we kind of found out as players on Twitter, and like our head coach would tell us, but even he didn't have any. That was way past like his
Yeah.
pay grade. Like it was our president and our GM and our owner that would like all talk about it. And us in Youngstown, we're like actually talking about going after Christmas or after the end of the year, like starting next year. But USA Hockey denied us from going up to the OHL. Like the CHL accepted it. Like Youngstown and us both accepted it, and then once it was like USA Hockey accepting it, they said no. And so at least we won't go up there this year, but maybe next year. Like who knows? So
Okay, yeah. So have you guys talked about like is that I don't know if like competition wise if they're about the same as like the USHL or if it would be maybe like a step up like with skill player wise or if
I want to say we're right in the middle. Like I'd say the top guys, like the top guys, are all like high NHL draft picks, and they're like really really good. And then like the bottom lower end guys would be like average on our team, if that makes sense.
So it'd probably be pretty fun. I mean, it'd be
yeah.
good experience and everything for you guys if it was to happen. I mean, were you guys
For sure.
when it came out? Did you guys like as a team like discuss like God, it'd be really cool if we actually did do that, or if it's like we don't really want to do that, or
I mean, there's some guys like, and it would have been a whole process. Like technically, I can't like from where I'm from, I can't play in OHL, so I would have to get grandfathered in, and so would 20 other guys on my team out of like the 25, and so like that would be a whole process, and so like I might not even have been able to play there. Like I might have been traded, or I might have been whatever. And so I mean, there were some guys that were super stoked to go play up there, and then there were some guys that were like, I won't even be able to play. And so
Yeah.
like,
okay, I get that.
I was gonna say that. That's what I thought.
I never
like,
kind of even thought about that, like not be able to even go up there.
Well, yeah, because it's such a like it's not like you can travel to North Dakota and play hockey. You gotta
you gotta have
probably get that passport, then you gotta ask to come play in a sports visa, all that crap probably.
I'm sure there's a lot of
and-
stuff
yeah.
going on with it. That makes sense.
Which that's why I'm surprised like you players didn't really know about it just because you think okay this is getting talked about, we're almost there. Like it sounded like you were there, but then USA Hockey's like no,
Just right at the last
so
second.
it's like you figured you guys would know to start the process of whatever it might be. But,
yeah, if some people can't come up, then just but it's the business side of it, I guess.
yeah, they kind of wanted to just keep us out of it and focus on the moment, like all the games that we had in that stretch there. And so, I mean, I get it, but I mean, there are some things that you would like to know about that are going on in your organization, but you don't have
that
to
one maybe because that's a pretty big one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
for
if it
sure.
does go through. You're saying guys won't be able to go up there and all that. Like, yeah, that's a big move for an organization. I just remember seeing that. I was like, whoa.
Well, yeah, I think
totally. I was like, I didn't even know anything about this. Like,
yeah,
and it seems like we were in the same boat as you guys, out of the dark.
yeah.
You're in the
I
dark.
think I saw the same thing on Twitter probably, or maybe
That's where I
Instagram.
saw
I
it.
was like, I had a double take. I was like, hey, I know this team. I was like, wait a second. I was
Yeah.
like, what? And I was like, well, that's something we gotta talk about Carter with because what the heck happened?
I was like,
there?
wow, he's gonna play against Andrew Cristal, Caps prospect. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's gonna be sweet. Yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
no, that's just something I wanted to ask. Jeez, I can't believe.
I guess the question for me is, have you been watching any South Dakota hockey or any of the
Mhm.
scores or anything, keeping up with like Pierre or stuff like that?
I wouldn't say South Dakota scores in general. Like I would only say Pierre. Like I've I went to 2 games when I was home over Christmas break, and I watched them play. I think Brandon Valley and Huron or something like that. Um, and like, I mean, I'm still really close with a lot of the guys that play in Pierre, or like guys that graduated last year mostly,
Yeah,
and that have went off to college. And so I went and watched games with them, and like I'll watch them on YouTube. But other than that, I haven't paid attention to like South Dakota scores
yeah.
really.
No, I love because yeah, we're dabbing a little bit into live streaming games, and yeah, the Pier does it perfectly. They're again
Yeah, I like the way that they do it. Yeah,
yeah, they do a great job, and they're gonna do the um, varsity state. They might actually do girls as well, but I know they're doing
they do.
varsity again this year, and so
They
yeah,
do
I was just
girls and varsity every year. Yep.
yeah. So I think more teams are getting to that point of getting stuff on YouTube for guys like yourself and even us.
Mhm.
Like it's a nice way to, cheer on the team you used to play for, or even for me to kind of look at, the teams that we're gonna play here in, weeks to come or whatever.
Mhm.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I just wanted to know. Again, I think Pier. I'm surprised. We just played Pier, and I'm surprised we pulled that one out. We scored 3 on the power play, and other than that, though, take those away, and it's yeah, what is that? Pretty much
Tie
a
game.
tie game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always said Pierre's always a team that just grinds, and
Mhm.
um,
Well, you said like they had a slow start, but
yeah,
they've definitely picked it up halfway
yeah,
through. Like Landon's done great keeping
yeah.
those guys going.
Yeah, I think Landon does a great job. We
Mhm.
played against Landon, so we know he's a tough competitor, and so uh, yeah, it's just good to. I don't know. I've always liked playing in Pierre. I think the
I
way
do too.
like how you guys have to jump into the rink, that little the little elevation there. I love that. That got me pumped up every single time. Just run out and jump pretty much, and hopefully you don't fall. I love that so much about your guys' rink. But I guess for me too. I guess so. I know you're in high school, so I'm assuming you're there at school for a portion of the day. But like I know like Aberdeen Wings here, they have practice like in the morning, and then you got to go back to school or something like that. Is that something you're doing, or do you guys practice a little bit later in the day? Or, like how does your week kind of
Your schedule.
yeah, your schedule work out during the week?
I I don't know how much different we are from the Wings, but like we don't even go to school. Like all of our stuff is online.
Oh, okay.
And so like none of us are like in. We're at the rink all day, every day. And so like I well here I'll run you through it. Like I usually wake up at 8:15, and then it's like a 15-minute drive to the rink. Um we have to be there by 9:15, but we have like a lounge area, and there's like food that we can make there. And so I'll go there in the morning and I'll just make food before the day, get a good breakfast, and then 9:30 we have a off ice warm up. Sometimes we have meetings before practice starts at 10:30, but some days we don't, and so we'll have between 9:45 to 10:30 to get ready for practice or whatever you need to do. 10:30 to like 11:30 we'll skate, and then we'll flood, and then we'll go out and skate for like another 30 minutes. Then we have lunch from 12 to like 1:15, 1:30ish. Then you have to be back to the rink at 1:30. Then we skate and work out again, and then you can have meetings or film with a coach, or we have ice baths, hot tubs, like trainers there all the time. Anything that we need to do to recover for the day, and I'll be out of there by 4:30 or 5. So, and then I'll have to do my schoolwork at night when I get home. Um, and so that's kind of what every day looks like. But I love it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's hard to concentrate doing online schooling, or have you been doing that for like a few years prior to this? Or
So when I first, I mean, I never went to high school in Pierre, obviously, and so I did my 8th grade year and played hockey in Pierre, and then I left to go play in Minnesota at North Star, and then we did online school there. But like we were in the school, like so it wasn't through like North Star, but we did online school, and we were all at it's hard to explain, but like we were
Yeah.
in a building together, but we weren't all doing the same school, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and so I did that, and then last year when I went to Sioux Falls, I actually went to high school at Harrisburg. I like the brick and mortar school a lot better than the online format, and so I did that, and just so I can get like a social experience. Like
Yeah.
when I'm playing here, I'm only hanging out with my teammates. Like I
Yeah.
don't see anybody else in the community, and so that was good to do that at Harrisburg, and then coming here is online again, and I don't like it as much. It's a lot harder to learn online than in person, and so yeah, but
Do you have like somewhere you can like ask, like if you have questions on your schoolwork? Like I don't
I
even
call
know
my
like.
parents.
Oh, okay. You have like online
That's
tutor.
about it.
Okay.
Like my mom is the president at Lake Area, so she knows her stuff, and my dad has his doctorate in history, and so he knows his stuff. So uh, it's good to call them, and it'll give me something to talk about with them. But uh, yeah,
Wow.
Nice. You could have just got homeschooled.
How long has your mom been the president now of Lake Area?
she started in January of 23, so not very long, like 2 years now.
When did I? Because I graduated from there, so I
You were out already.
I think I was 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so I think probably when I graduated. Huh, that's so funny. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Small world.
So,
Jeez.
man, that's crazy that your job is literally
Yeah, you're booked.
hockey.
You're booked basically.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
and then weekends you got games.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah,
like
like we leave tomorrow night at 10:45 p.m. to go to Lincoln on a sleeper bus. Like we're always traveling, or
That's
yeah.
gnarly.
yes,
Dude.
you probably don't. It's like, do you get much free time to kind of do things like do stuff around town or whatever, like with your teammates or?
Yeah. Um, we have so like this last weekend we played Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we had yesterday completely off. So we have one day a week completely off, and then like the next day, like today, I didn't have to go in until noon. And so like they'll usually give us like a day and a half off, and then you'll go. Um, Usually we only play Friday, Saturday, but this last weekend was weird. And so we'll go in at like noon on Monday and then practice and then work out. And then you'll uh, practice and work out Tuesday, Wednesday, that schedule that I walked you through. And then you'll have a half day on Thursday and then games Friday, Saturday, so on and so forth. But yeah, like in the fall, it was a lot nicer, and obviously. And so as a team, we would go golfing and stuff like that. But now we'll do things like there's a skiing resort pretty close, and so
Oh yeah.
most guys are getting into that right about now. And so yeah, there's some stuff to do, but usually it's good to get one day a week where you're just not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a nice little mental health reset and little body reset.
Yeah.
Rest, maybe watch some shows or something. Go skiing. What are you a snowboard or ski guy?
Snowboard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I ever go back, I'm a ski guy.
We went there. We went to what was it? Terry's Peak.
Terry's Peak.
Spearfish one
Yeah.
year. And yeah. Yeah, that's hard to snow. We snowboarded. We didn't do very good. We had some bruised up tailbones by the end of
Oh
it.
my god.
But
Oh yeah,
it was fun.
I'm very
Like,
good, but it's fun.
yeah, like, are
Yeah.
you pretty good? Like, have you snowboarded before all this, or like, is this your first time?
I have, but I'll say I'm not very good at it. Like, I just do it for fun. Like, it's good to be with the guys, just go out,
Yeah.
have fun. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
very
pretty
good.
fun, honestly.
is
I didn't
fun.
think I was nervous because I was like, God, there's so many people. Like, I feel like I've never done this before, so like I was kind of embarrassed. But then when you're getting off the lift and you see the people get off in front of you, it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself.
Yeah.
With the amount of
For
people
sure.
that fall, so then you don't feel as bad when you fall.
For
Yeah.
sure.
No, that's yeah, but no, I realized, hey, I know how to hockey stops, and I figure I can probably hockey stop with skis, and I just
Yeah.
can't.
I just
Snowboarding,
don't want to do the splits. I feel like I do the splits on skis or something bad would happen.
then you're an idiot if you think that. Would happen.
I just don't know. Snowboard just way cooler.
Nah.
You know?
Anyways, that's but excuse me. Yeah, I'm getting sick too, as everyone else
Yes.
in.
Stay away from me.
Yeah, hey, we're 6 feet apart. Maybe not. Anyways, Yeah, I was actually looking at your schedule. Like you said, you're going to Lincoln here. I was so bummed because I was looking for the Sioux Falls game.
Oh, the
And
Stampede.
yeah, and I
Mhm.
was like, man, if he comes back, and sure enough, you guys don't. Like
Yeah, 'cause-
Lincoln's literally the closest one,
Yeah.
and I was like, darn it. And
They played Sioux Falls at the beginning of the season.
yeah,
right?
you guys played them almost right away. It seemed like.
Yeah, they came here though.
Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
teams in the Western Conference, we only play once a year, and so you switch every year whether you go there or come here. And so last year this team went there, and so they came here this year, and so yeah.
Okay. So there we go.
Yeah.
Next year. Well, unless you guys are freaking
Yeah.
in Canada, but
Hey, I have family in Canada, and so I have my passport. I'm good.
I guess I'll have to get mine. But no, if you guys are still playing Sioux Falls next year,
Oh yeah. for
well,
sure.
yeah,
going.
we're definitely gonna come down with a nice big sign.
Yes. Yes. Marry me. or-
No,
Right.
but yeah, I feel like if you do come back to Sioux Falls, I feel like that's kind of your homecoming game, I guess you'd say, wouldn't you?
For sure. And even when we played in Sioux City, there was so many people there.
All
Like
right,
it was kind of embarrassing. Like there was so many people there. I'm not like it was crazy.
that's awesome.
Probably pretty nice though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, you probably see a lot of green Pier jerseys and sweatshirts, I'm guessing, or what?
For sure. Like my old high school coach, he doesn't it was the one right before Landon. Like he was the head coach last year. Like he came down, like
Yeah.
that type of thing. Like there was just people that came down. It was good to see.
That's awesome.
That's awesome to do. That's good for
Well, heck,
everybody.
man, why not? You
Yeah.
know, it's not that far,
Mhm.
and yeah, to see, especially probably seeing that competition, totally,
Oh yeah.
totally different. You
Mhm.
know, you guys are again full-time job is how I see it from just how you describe your schedule, dude.
yeah.
That's I honestly I wish I could wake up at 8, go to the rink, be at the rink all day, and not have to worry about work. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say, man, you're living a dream for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and you're about like what? You're halfway through the season basically. Like how do you feel like playing like have you feel like you've kind of got like accumulated to everything like team chemistry wise now that it's not like because we talked to you in the beginning of the season like now we're halfway through like things I'm sure you're probably more incorporated. You've played a lot of games for like a rookie. You've got up there. You're one of the top ones for being a first year on the team and everything. Like, do you feel like you're maybe coming up like on like a rookie wall, or as like for your body physically wise? Do you feel like you're doing good? You know, 'cause I know you were sick. You said like a week or so ago, but outside of that,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, things are great, and so like obviously I'm getting a lot closer with team as we're getting further on building that chemistry. But even the 10-day break that we had for Christmas break was really nice. Definitely a good reset button, but now you really got to take advantage of the recovery aspects that they give you here, like I said, cold tub, hot tubs, all the things like that, and just keeping your body right. And so you could definitely take it the wrong way and not use any of it, and then feel sore. But I've been able to stay a lot less sore having those things, and so uh, yeah, it's been good. I've definitely got used to it.
That's good.
I bet I'm sure that helps, especially when you're playing a lot like, all the weekends. Especially like this last weekend, you play 3 games instead of 2. That extra game, I'm sure you could probably feel it. You know, that
For sure.
Monday.
Yeah, and it was definitely weird. Like you got done at 9:30 on Saturday night, and you're like, oh, like usually you're just like, oh, I'll go home, I'll chill, I'll do whatever. I was like, no, I gotta go home, go to bed, and I have a game at 3 o'clock the next day. And so yeah,
That's crazy. Oh, man.
It's a lot of hockey.
Well, and something like that, because yeah, like you said, you play Friday, Saturday, add in that game on Sunday. Now your body's like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we can sleep in, and it's like, nah, I got you got to get going. And that kind of stinks in a way, but yeah, no, it's been every Friday and Saturday, well, every Saturday and Sunday morning for me, I always look and see if you got a point or 17 penalty minutes or something. I think I saw one night. It seemed like you guys had too many men penalties, and you had to sit those. But
yeah, one of them was my fault, and then the other one I was just on the ice for. We had 3D, and so I was like, I'll just go. but and then I got like a legit penalty after that.
That's right. So, like, for South Dakota, you get 3 penalties and you're done. Is it this? Do you guys do the same thing, or is it just it doesn't matter?
I could have 10 penalties and I'd still be in the game. But
Jeez. I will say I saw everyone's penalty minutes. I know you guys play a lot of games, but man, 400, 500. I think the less is like 380 something. I was like, these guys get penalties like no joke. It's kind of
and it's a lot. I'd say it's a lot different than even South Dakota. Well, obviously South Dakota because like it's 15 minutes for a fight, and so
Oh really?
Oh,
however many fights there are in a game, like you're getting. Some games there's going to be 80 penalty minutes in fights. Like that's just going to happen, and so
that definitely that's no wonder why they're so high up then.
Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
gonna see about 1,000 penalty minutes. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I was looking, I was like, yeah, geez, like you guys are kind of sitting second or third, I think, leading in penalty for penalty minutes. But yeah, when you say that, it's like okay, that totally makes sense. If you're 15
Well,
minutes,
yeah. So like, you could say almost close to half of those, you're really not on the penalty kill or whatever.
Well, yeah, is there a lot of fights that go on in your games, or?
I'd say our team almost has the least amount of fights, but every fight that we've been in, like it hasn't even been close. Like our team has handled business when it's when
You
we
got some
fought.
swingers on there, Andy.
Now, have you dropped the gloves?
Yeah.
I have, but I didn't fight the kid. It was a long story.
Yeah,
I was going
practiced it.
behind the net on a forecheck, and I bungled this kid. Like it was bad. But anyway, his teammate came after me, and I thought that he was going to throw his gloves, and he like came in here like to headlock me, and so I threw mine, and then it was just a headlock fest after that, and so
So you didn't really get to throw any.
I didn't actually fight, but it'll come.
It'll come.
He's waiting. He's just waiting for the right time. Right time to pump up your team. Be like, let's go.
I'm gonna rock this kid head down,
and then I'm gonna knock his captain out.
Yeah.
And we're going.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when you do get fight, like, cause I don't know, like, you have to keep your helmet on. You have to take it off.
No, you can't. There's dumb rules like that. Like, you can't fight within the first 7 seconds of the game because it'll be called like staging or whatever. Like at the first face-off, I can't say, "All right, we're going," like that type of thing. And then you'll get suspended a game if you fight within the last 5 minutes of the game.
Really?
Yeah, there's weird rules like that, and so you definitely got to be smart about when you're gonna fight. But pretty much fair game other than those.
I say, yeah. I wonder how you remember some rules
like you have to keep your helmet on too, and it's not like in the past guys have been like there was a rule where you couldn't take your own helmet off, but like if another kid wanted to take my helmet off, it could, and so like they used to fight, and like I would take off my opponent's helmet before we would start fighting, and he would take off mine, and they wouldn't get suspended, and it was like just crazy things that people would do to get around the rules.
Yeah, you must just take that out if people are just blatantly going around it.
Yeah. And so now everybody's just fighting with their helmet on. But
that's crazy. But yeah, I kind of like that 5 minute, but kind of don't because I feel like you're down a goal.
Yeah.
What can pump up a team more than a nice little fight?
Scrap? Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
You know,
like I get the 7 seconds at the beginning of the game, like totally get it because we've seen it up in the NHL multiple times. But like, it's like come on. I mean, times you got bitter rivals. You had a bad game last because you're playing series games. Like you're playing the same team over the weekend. Friday night something dirty happens. Saturday night you send out basically your line to fight. You gotta wait. But like, has you ever seen it to where like they've dropped the puck and the guys have just stood there for 7 seconds and just waited it out and then just dropped the gloves?
Well, actually, I haven't seen that, but in Sioux City, I don't know who they played, but they had like a full-on line brawl, like staged fight. Like they all got suspended. Like I think the 10 guys that were in the fight got suspended. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, they're just all in their defensive zone, just waiting for the 10 seconds or whatever. And be like, let's go! And
yeah,
freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. But I don't know. You got any more?
No.
Well, Carter, man, again, we are super blessed that you take the time to. I guess you probably wouldn't want to do schoolwork here anyway. But yeah, again, we're super blessed that you're able to do this with us, and again, we'd love to get you back on towards the end of the season, maybe.
Yeah, come playoff time, something right for playoffs.
Yeah, and
like,
kind of see how pumped up you guys are and whatnot. So,
yeah.
but again, yeah, thanks for being here with us, and
Mhm.
hopefully you guys just keep on destroying this end of the year.
You get a sweep this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it, guys. Good talking to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too.
You too.
We'll see you later.
Yep, see ya.
Just perfect, dude. What a stud.
It's awesome.
What a stud.
I know.
Dude, that's pretty gnarly though. That 5 minute.
I know, some weird rules. I wonder how you remember all that.
Well, gotta know.
I know. Yeah, but like, it's still like especially if those change every year, having to remember something like that each and every year if they change little things like that.
Change too when they go up.
Yeah,
if they go up.
if they were, yeah,
Or
because
Canada.
then you gotta learn a whole new set of rules.
Mhm.
You know, everything else that goes up there and wearing net guard and all that.
Yeah.
I think you do anyways where you're playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Team's doing great. He's doing great. That's good to hear.
Hopefully the team can start getting healthy.
Yeah.
And I guess that's with everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure every team everywhere across the nation here is probably dealing with sickness.
Yeah, I actually just got another text from one of the guys. He's not gonna be at practice. He
Yeah, it's in the
got
morning.
a temperature and a fever.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably get a few more texts like that.
Gosh, it's just this sickness is not good at all.
I'm just happy I already went through mine for the year.
Again, I just have a migraine. That's all. It hurts, but I got it. But yeah, not too shabby. We again we appreciate Carr taking the time.
Mhm.
Sounds like
Yeah, reminders team, Muskegon Lumberjacks. Second in the Eastern Division, right behind Youngstown.
Yeah.
This team plays for.
before we get into the NHL here, we did have a question from NBW Snipes, like that, here on YouTube. Just asking, just came across your guys' podcast. Who do you guys play for in South Dakota? Grew up in Iowa and played juniors for the Indiana Ice. Very nice. We played for the Aberdeen Cougars back in, we graduated in 2015. But yeah, other than that, yeah, that's all we really did. We didn't go on and do anything after that.
Nope, didn't go juniors or nothing.
Didn't really,
just high
honestly,
school.
didn't really know that was a thing. And,
I kind of did.
Natties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could try out for that. I thought it was just like, oh, they see you and
you get picked.
you get picked.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was tryouts for that. I would definitely have wanted to do that, but oh well.
Yeah, we definitely didn't know where we were playing, all that. It wasn't as didn't have a lot of opportunities, basically outside of, unless you went searching on your own, because we didn't really do too much. We're kind of secluded here, so.
Yeah. So.
But either that too, and we didn't know. I didn't care to go farther at that time.
Yeah. So
now we're just two goons from South Dakota
exactly.
talking hockey.
Trying not to get sick.
Yeah, cough that way.
I'm not in the screen then. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we'll kind of get going here in the NHL. We're just going to talk about just the divisions. I think the wild card spots and all that stuff.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, if maybe next week we'll split. If we ever do, we'll have to split it, because there is such a big race.
Yeah.
For wild position, you could talk about this forever.
Yeah.
How close it is.
There is some separation happening with a few teams, but it is very close.
You could kind of just say basically the top three teams in each division are kind of, other than the bottom, that third team, the first two in each division are pretty much they can kind of be comfortable in their spot. They might switch 1 and 2, but I don't see them getting out of the 1, 2, 3 spots.
Yep, I believe. Yeah, I would agree with that.
They're sitting pretty comfortably.
So, so yeah, we'll hop right into it with the Western Conference. With Pacific right now, you got Vegas, Edmonton, and the Canes in that order for 1, 2, and 3. The Edmonton Oilers did beat the Canes last night, 1-0. It was a good game. More scrappy than usual.
Was a little chippy.
Yeah, just because of, I think, the playoffs and stuff like that of last year, and just because of how close everything is. So the Canes end up, going down to 3, which, right now they're making the playoffs, and probably, I'm going to guess, they'll probably beat Edmonton the first round somehow. again. But
It's gonna look the same.
yeah,
It does every year.
exactly. So Vegas still very hot. 7-3 in their last 10. Edmonton 7-2-1 in their last 10, and the Canes 6-3-1, which they're on a 2-game losing streak. So the next team up below the Pacific would be Calgary, but they're still like probably 3 games behind, almost 6 if you want to just count, LA winning a few games here and there.
Mhm.
But
They're coming up and they're on the rise right now. They're down 1-0 to the Blues right now.
Mm.
And the Blues, the Blues need this. It's great.
Yeah.
Basically, like every game from now on for these teams in these positions are pretty much going to be like playoff games almost.
It has
like,
to be.
They're going to be played like play.
Because
like
how tight.
imagine like that the mental I don't even know like the word for it like that's got to be like tasking or like like
Yeah.
draining, having to play each game day in day out, night in night out like that with that intensity, and
Well,
you're not even in the playoffs yet.
yeah, you're gonna have to though, in when it comes that way, anyways, just because they. I don't know. I'd rather have them start playing that now than
Mhm.
in the playoffs, because in the playoffs, then
You're already in that
Yeah.
mindset.
I think if you look at those, I think the wild card spots are gonna have to play, like it's playoff hockey, but then everyone else still can
But do you,
coast almost, not really coasting, but just relax a little bit more.
but do you think though that like because you got so teams like Calgary, Vancouver, those two teams right now are fighting for that second wild card spot back and
Yeah.
forth. So like they are just like playing every single game like hard, like a playoff game. And then you have St. Louis and Utah. We'll just have those two. Now, like, do you think they have an advantage though in the spot they're in right now because they don't need to like play with that much of intensity compared to those two teams who are trying to keep that spot because basically like Vancouver and St. Louis can kind of just if they just keep winning every other staying consistent somewhat a little bit, they'll eventually catch up because one of those Calgary and Vancouver sometime like Vancouver right now is in a slump. They're being
Yeah.
caught up by St. Louis. So like I wonder as like I wonder who's in a better spot. Like, who would you rather be in that Calgary Vancouver slot, or would you rather be that St. Louis Utah slot right now?
It's tough. I would.
'Cause you know what I mean? Like, because like St. Louis and Utah, like they don't need to play hard all the time. Like they'll have like a little bit of like rest, because those two top teams are gonna have to play with high intensity every single night, and that's gonna be draining.
Yeah, but I think you still want to, because if they're doing that and they're winning games, well,
Mhm.
that kind of sucks if you're not playing your full potential and then
Yeah.
not winning games. It kind of sucks because now you're going to have to catch up. So you might as well play in playoff mode now
Mhm.
and not worry about it and just keep grinding to get that wild card spot and to maintain it. Because I do believe that that's the only spot available for any of these teams, because I think Colorado or Dallas are end up going to be the other wild card spot.
Yep, I agree.
It's just so it's pretty much up to Calgary, Vancouver, St. Louis, Utah. Maybe they could squeeze in, but those 3 for sure. But I always got to bring up Nashville, but Nashville's playing Vegas right now, and they're winning 4-2. So if they can somehow pull this one off, that would be amazing, because that helps their confidence a lot. Again, they're way out of it. They're over 12 games, so
I'm still sticking by my take that I said 3 weeks ago.
I know. But
And they are out shooting the crap out of Vegas right now. Vegas only has 6 shots on net in second.
that
And
is crazy.
Predators have 21.
See, and I think that's how you would. One, that sucks at 6 shots with 2 goals, but this is how Nashville should be playing.
I will say this: the Caps beat Nashville too, and they only had a total of like 16 shots, and Nashville had over 30, something like that.
So,
But that's just we'll get into that later on when we talk about the East. I got mentioned about that, but yeah, that's just something to look at. They're getting a lot of shots, but they're still
Not scoring.
squeezing in some.
Yeah. So if they can
Low
figure it
shots.
out to the point of these high scoring opportunities, or all these shots they take, if they can start winning games and
Right, I think right now would be the time that they need. If they want to make anything happen, right now would be it because Vancouver is in a major slump
Yeah.
right now, and that's given rise to St. Louis and Utah, and then Calgary is just sticking in there right now.
Yeah. Vancouver 3-4. They got 4 points there. You know, that helps.
Just a lot of stuff happening. The locker room drama with Miller and Peterson, whatever the heck that is. Demko's back. He's not back. Back. Hughes was out for a little bit. And I think Pedersen is out too. I think he's back now, but he was out for a bit. They're getting, I don't even know that Ronek, a really good defenseman. He's coming back, and so they're looking. They were injury prone a little bit. Maybe teams too are probably sick as well. Guys,
Yeah.
They're out.
That
They're
is
probably
true.
not playing to their full potential.
Yeah, that's true. Not. Yeah, it's just. Again, I really hope Nashville can figure out a way to come up, but I just don't see it. They're at 33, wild card spots at 49.
Mm-hmm. But look how far the Ducks have come up, though.
Ducks have came up.
Look,
Ducks
man,
are
they're
sneaking up there.
up, man.
They're a team that's very sneaky right now.
They're avoiding everybody and just coming up.
Yup. So a couple weeks from now, we could probably talk about Anaheim being in that bunch of talks. They're only 8 points down, which is 4 games, but
they've passed Seattle, San Jose, Nashville, Chicago. They've come up.
When you say 4 games or 4 points, which is 8 points, 4 games, you almost have to say they're down 8 games because you don't know what the other teams are going to do.
Correct.
So,
yep, you're correct. Because that's basically like a week of games.
Yeah.
So in that one,
we've
seen how much have happened in one night last week. 3 different teams take the wild card spot in the East.
Yeah, that was
one night.
Gnarly. That was really crazy of a night. But
one thing we could talk about though is on a positive note for Chicago is that Bedard tonight got his 100th point.
Yeah, finally.
So his career 100th point. He looked
years.
He looked very, very happy.
Well, I'd hope so.
I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic. He looked very depressed.
Oh, really?
He looked sad. Yes. They had a stint where they were doing all right, and then they just really took a big old dump. And we're on a 3-game losing streak. Nothing's clicking. Everything is falling apart.
Well, it is.
It's sad to see, like a generational talent. Can we call him that? I mean,
no,
you're not there yet. Not just a heavily skilled, elite young player.
He's good. He's a good player.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have anybody around him.
He has
look at
nobody.
McDavid. McDavid was good. It was like, wow, holy cow. Of course, you're not gonna be McDavid, of course, but
But McDavid's the type of player that's gonna make his wingers better. As we Bedard's a scorer.
Yeah.
He's a pure goal scorer.
Yeah, you gotta feed him like Ovi almost.
Yeah. So he needs somebody like a Backstrom.
Yeah.
To help him out, like a good winger to help him out. I don't know who. I can't. I'd have to go.
Teravainen is probably why they brought him in.
I mean, it probably and they brought in Bertuzzi to try to help too a little bit, but I don't know how much that I don't really know how much that's gonna help. But they have done this kid wrong, and you've said before, he ain't staying after this entry level contract's up.
I don't see it. Why would you?
I mean, yeah. What?
You've proven that in 2 years you can get 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of teams want that.
Yeah.
He's on a team that isn't helping him out.
Yeah,
So
they've had
why
I don't
would
know
you
how
wanna
many
stay?
years to try to get things going, and they can't get anything going.
Yeah.
They put up like he said, a goose egg in the Winter Classic in front of the home fans, which he was sad about and everything. He just kind of been it's just been really off season for him.
Yeah.
It's sad to see.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Watch in like 2 days, he'll get an extension or something.
I know, right? No kidding. I don't. Yeah.
But yeah, going over to the Eastern Conference.
Oh man,
Again, 1 and 2s, even 3. The 1 and 2 and the 1, 2, 3 spot for the Metropolitan Division.
Those are locked.
Those are locked. There's nothing really gonna happen there.
Because your closest is Columbus.
Yeah.
With 46. That's 9 points away.
Yeah. So the Toronto and Florida Panthers are pretty much a lock, I would say.
Yep.
Tampa and Boston are fighting for that other wild
And
card.
they're playing right now.
Both of them.
They are
Oh, yeah,
playing each other right now, and Bruins are up 4-2 in the third. 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah. And so, um,
So they're gonna. I don't know if they'll. Oh wait, no, they'll stay because Boston's got 45. This will be their. This is their 46th game. Tampa's only got 41. This is their
Yeah.
42nd.
yeah. But yeah, it's still, Columbus is still there at the end of the wild card.
It was Ottawa.
It was. Then you got Ottawa, Montreal, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and even Philly just right there. Both New York teams are still right there too.
Mhm.
Buffalo, I'm sorry, but you're done. 37
Yeah.
points with every team.
That's how that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I want to talk about is like this is one thing I was looking up. Is two things. Like I told you, I was looking stuff on Boston and Detroit this morning. Boston. Whew, I'd be a little worried. I mean, yeah, I get it. They beat Tampa, that's fine. But it's they get smoked by Edmonton 4-0, booed again by their home crowd. Another slump, but this is a game that they needed to win because they had previously just lost to Tampa Bay before Edmonton, and now they're getting a revenge game and they're beating Tampa right now 4-2. But I just don't with these teams on the rise and where Boston's sitting right now with the amount of games played, unless they get like in a couple games off, I have a feeling Boston's going to drop off and those other teams are going to way overtake. I just don't. But the thing is, though, I don't want to 100% go in fully on that because of how consistent Boston has been with making the playoffs and everything else. Because they're one of the probably like one of the only teams where you could truly like never count them out.
Yeah.
Never. It doesn't matter what they have. For some reason, they end up making the playoffs at the end of the season. It makes no sense. I don't get it. It happens. And so, like, I want to count them out, but I'm not going to just yet. I'm going to say maybe worry a little bit just because how they've been playing as of late. Because Detroit lost tonight, so they snapped their 7-game winning streak. But with one thing with Detroit, before they went on the 7-game winning streak, they lost 4 in a row in December. They go on to start the road. They go on to win in Washington, Pittsburgh, and then I can't remember who it was. But basically the 7-game win streak wasn't just bottom teams. It was top teams. They beat Winnipeg in that streak. They beat Chicago and Seattle were the bottom teams, and that was kind of their last 2 games. And now they lose tonight to San Jose, which was a game where San Jose, man, looked pretty good. But then now they go. I want to see next week where they're at because they're about to go on a 4-game road trip. They're gonna run through Florida Panthers, the Lightning, and 2 other top teams. I know Philadelphia is the last one, and then I think it's Dallas. Dallas is the second. So it's Panthers, Lightning, Dallas, and then the Flyers on a road trip. So that's next Tuesday where that road trip ends. I'm curious to see where they're at the end of that road trip.
Yeah, looking at the last 10 games of a lot of these teams, looks like Pittsburgh has kind of been on a slump, 2-5-3. Boston at 3-6-1. That's not a good sign.
And actually, they just changed. Refresh your feed.
Oh, they lost.
They won, but Columbus won.
Oh, Columbus on a 5 streak now.
Yeah.
8-2.
Yeah, and Columbus just jumped ahead for that number 1 wild card spot.
Yeah, again, that Columbus team.
They beat the Flyers in a shootout, so the Flyers gained a point.
Go up against Pittsburgh. Again, why is it every
because
time?
Pittsburgh lost tonight 4-2 to Seattle.
Why is it always? This always changes on us.
Yep, and it could change again because that will be done by then. But
it's crazy.
And then it don't matter. And Senators are playing Islanders right now, and they're up 1-0 with 11 minutes left in the third.
That's again. We said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. That's gonna be the most exciting part towards the end of the season is that wild card spot. Again, the Western Conference. not much is gonna change. But this
Mm-mm.
Eastern Conference, every given week, it's
Oh my
someone's
God.
getting closer. Someone takes this spot, that spot. So
Oh, it's look at that. Okay, yeah. Now when you look at it, you have Montreal, Detroit, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, all with 44 points, and then Ottawa with 45. Like I feel like my brain is having an aneurysm just looking at that, and I couldn't even tell you who could be in that second spot come tomorrow.
I know it's
Like,
just so crazy.
it's unbelievable. And then yeah, because it's just and then it's just and then you have your three teams: Washington, New Jersey, and Carolina. Like you got if you're those three teams, like how like you're just smiling right now, like just ear to ear, cheesing, looking at that absolute bloodbath that's happening in the wild card in the
Yeah.
East. Just insanity.
Um.
And
Talk. Sorry, I was just looking at the scores.
ooh,
The Jets are up 5-0, dude.
against two.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver is in a. I don't know what's going on, but they need to. This right now is not the time to be in a slump, for the West for where they're at right now. Because Utah wins tonight, they go up 40. They go up to 45.
Yeah, if Montreal wins, they end up going past Ottawa, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, or
Yeah.
I don't, maybe not. Ottawa could win. They are up
Yeah.
1-0 right now to the Islanders, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if the Blues win, yeah, the Blues can win too tonight against the Flames.
yeah,
Blues beat the Flames, then Flames stay at 49. Blues go up to 47. That's a point behind Vancouver, or not 47, 46. That's 2 point. That's a game back behind Vancouver when if they lose tonight, which sounds like they are going to.
yeah, that's just
And if
crazy.
Utah wins, they're up 45. Yeah, the West just gets closer if Vancouver loses tonight and St. Louis and Utah wins. But
Fun.
then you scroll up to the East, you're just like you want to throw up. Because like yeah, you can kind of Buffalo 10 points back of that second spot.
Yeah,
Kind of just yeah, like you said, like
it's
what's going on right now in that race? You're out.
yeah.
You're good
There's
luck. Good freaking luck. But
nothing you
both
can
New
do.
York's teams still you could still kind of say they're there. Like
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I just yep,
But no.
unreal.
Anything else you want to talk about, man?
Only thing I say, one thing I have is I'm just gonna complain about my Caps. Is the
Yeah.
fact that they're still winning, and I would say, not counting this game they just played tonight, well, in their previous like 3 games or so, they've probably maybe gotten a total of 50 shots, and they've won like 2 or 3 of those like out of those games. And I'm just surprised to see that they are able to do that. And they bring up Ethan Frank. He finally gets called up. A well about time basically call up. Basically, as a point per game guy down in the AHL, undrafted, 2021. He is when he's a multi all star guy. Yeah, and he's got a point per game since he's been called up.
Yeah.
Assist first game, goal second game, and he had a goal tonight as they beat Anaheim 3-0. And so, as a Caps fan, I'm pretty happy to see him come up and put up numbers like that, especially when they needed it. They needed an offensive spark, and he's given one. He's given them that, and they switched up lines. They moved Strome down off of Ovi's line, and they moved Dubois up with Ovi to generate a little bit more offense, or find something, just get more shots, get something going. So, yep, they're on the come up. And Logan Thompson, they need to re-sign him right away, right now, because he's our number one guy. With Lindgren's on IR, but he'll be back Saturday. Should be. So they need to sign Thompson and Chikrin, and we'll be good to go. Happy. So,
2024, 25 Stanley Cup champions.
Nope, you're Washington Capitals, and Ovi's gonna retire. Imagine that though. That it's their 50th. It's their 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Ovi breaks the NHL goal scoring record
And win the Stanley Cup.
and they win the Stanley Cup. And he wins the Conn Smythe. That's not gonna happen.
I would.
He would.
I would retire, dude. It's like that's the
Right?
perfect ending.
Oh my gosh, you can't tell me you can't write a better story than that.
Mm-mm.
I guess one cool thing though. So it's the Washington Commanders, you know how they just won their NFL football, the wild card game this last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
So the last time they won was in 05-06, which was Ovi's rookie year, where he scored 25 goals. He was at the 25 goal mark at that point. Since then, Ovi has scored 848 goals. So that's just a fun fact of the day.
That Ovi's a stud. He
Yep.
won't never stop.
Yep.
So,
That it's a Russian machine.
machine. So, all right, guys. Honestly, I wasn't very energetic today. I'm cold. I think it's just
Yeah.
I'm
Feet are cold. Stuff's happening outside.
I'm tired. So I'll bring more energy next week. Hopefully, I'm not sick.
Yeah. Well,
But,
are we gonna Saturday?
Saturday at Bauer would like to live stream that Watertown and
Yeah.
Aberdeen game again. It will be a close one. Hopefully, we don't go in overtime again since
Makes it exciting though for you guys. You know,
Bauer
I think.
ends up wanting to live stream every single game we go to overtime. But
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I'm sure.
And we did go to overtime with Watertown last time.
That's right, you
but,
did. That's right.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens though. So again, yeah, look for that for this Saturday, I believe at 3:00. Aberdeen will play Watertown.
Oh,
So,
nice. Good. Nice. I didn't like the late game that much. It was too late.
So, all right, guys. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channels. We are also on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
TikTok till January 19th because they're shutting it down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Someone might buy it before then.
Yeah.